Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly stock market update video. This is an analysis on the overall market, S&P 500, QQQ, as well as Bitcoin and the Mag 7s. We're looking at support and resistance levels, as well as sector data, earnings data, dark pool data, as well as many other data. Before we can get into the technical charts of everything, let's head over to the data first. All right, so starting out with the sector data, and then we'll go into the sentiment data, dark pools, earnings, and economic data. So sector data wise, every week we talk about sectors because as long as we're seeing rotations between sectors, market is not going to have one of those all fear kind of drops where it drops 3 to 5%. Potentially, maybe we'll get some of that once a day, but at this moment, we are not seeing any kind of sector where it's all red. Essentially, you can see XLK, which is the tech sector, which is the largest sector in SPY, S&P 500. As long as tech is still leading, SPY is not going to go down, right? We had financials in the red, healthcare in the red, energy in the red. All three of the um, top four sectors in the red. But as long as the highest market cap sector, tech, which is the Mag 7, makes up most of the S&P 500, is green, market's going to continue to go up. So what we want to see as a bull going into next week, if tech starts to cool down, as well as the semiconductors, right? SMH and XSOXX, those are the semiconductor names, sectors. If they start to cool down a little bit, as a bull, you want to see XLF and XLV. These sectors or other of these sectors gets a bid essentially. So you see potentially XLK being more flat to potentially maybe slightly red, but you want to see other sectors starting to get a bid. That's called rotation into the different sectors of the markets, or even software sectors, right? We talked about software for quite a bit last week or two, and potentially starting to get a bid as well. So potentially rotating into the software sector or the financial sector, many other sectors who has been underperforming compared to tech. So we'll see how the consolidation and retracement is going to be coming into next week. All right, so AS sentiment data. I talked about this one especially last week, saying because everybody is so on the wrong side of the boat, this 46% reflected pretty well, but this 38% and 39% bears didn't reflect any. It just shows me that a lot of people are still on the short side, and they're just not believing this move, and they missed out on the move. And you can see historical averages 31, right? 39 is still really high, and we weren't even. And 37 is historical averages for the bulls. So this last week just showed me everyone was still on the wrong side, and that I talked about potentially another leg up from there. And this week, we're still not even that bullish, right? It almost becomes like people are starting to believe the move, so now they're too neutral, but the move has already moved so much that there's no way to really get in anymore. So they're shifting a little bit more from a bear to neutral, but not to the bull side, right? Um, which makes sense, right? Psychologically, if you miss this entire move from here to here and you were a bear, right? You're not gonna all of a sudden shift to a bull all the way up here. You'll be more like neutral, and you'll be cautious about not wanting to get in, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, even as a bull, right? You wouldn't even want to be getting up here after a 70% move in the SPY in just right 2 weeks straight up, barely even any consolidation. We'll talk about a little bit about the technical after our data, but yeah, this is what I'm seeing right now with the sentiment data. And if you're in green index, we are not even extreme greed yet. We're getting close, right? 75 will start the extreme greed. We have seen even 80s before, so don't just think that it hits 75. It means the top is in. You want to make sure you have confluence of signals, right? Sentiment data plus the dark pools plus the charts plus everything stacking together give you a better chance of that knowing that where that potential pullback might be coming in, increasing your probability, right? It's a probability game. All right, so dark pool wise, we have Intel coming in. We have number 5 and number 11 print. Of course, is trading higher now after the Friday news on potentially working with Apple. And right, number 5 was coming in around here, around this 108 area, and number 11 was around 113. We're trading around 125 right now after the news coming in. But a lot of semis are getting dark pools coming in as well, especially you can see AMD. We had dark pools coming in on the 6th, and then on the following day, on the Thursday, the semis were red, but on the Friday they made a new high. So technically speaking, we are all above all of these dark pools, right? Even MU, AMD all have these dark pools. They did trade below it just for one day on Thursday. That being said, we are very extended on the semis, so potentially, if we start pulling back, it may start to actually go below these dark pools. But we are right now above it at this given moment. In terms of earnings, earnings have been coming really good for most of the companies, beating expectations, which is also fueling this rally. So it wasn't just a random rally. But if you have any one of these, just take a screenshots. And let's head into economic data. So economic data, we have CPI coming in next week. Forecast is 3.8, which is going to start reflecting those oils prices, right, in the CPI. So of course, is much higher than the previous months, right? Previous was 3.3. So we'll see how the market reacts to this when it does come in. But it's already forecasted, so market knows it's going to be around 3.7. We have PPI as well, and then initial job claim and core retail sales here. All right, let's get into the charts. So SPY. Talked about saying last week, no resistance. We're in all-time highs, and we just let it keep on grinding. As long as it continue to make higher lows and higher highs in a trend, then it's perfectly fine, right? This did even back test here. Talked about how 2 weeks ago, saying how strong it is. That pullback barely even back test all-time highs. Then move up, made another higher low right here on this Monday. And next thing you know, we're off to new highs. So we are getting close to this blue line, but I don't trade off of those lines. More for a visual guide. Right, we zoom out, it's like goes all the way back to here, bounce, bounce, reject, reject, and maybe a reject here, right? But for me, I need to see the tech and semis start to cool off a little bit for this to also cool off at the moment. Of course, you can see SPY a little bit underperforming the tech. Tech was up 2%. And because the financials and healthcare was red, it dragged SPY a little bit lower. So this was only up 0.83. So, but yeah, I mean, weekly consolidation should be coming soon. Let's see if let's measure this from this bottom move to the top of the move. If we do start to retrace and come all the way to back test this prior high, prior resistance, which just so happened to coincide with the bull flag 0.382 mark. All right, if we come all the way here and then bounce, this could still be a weekly or monthly bull flag, both of those. So it will seem like the world is falling off the sky. 5.6% on the drop, especially how we've been going up. But that's still a very healthy consolidation and a bull flag. So wouldn't be surprised if we do come down to even back tests here. If we don't, that means the price action is super strong. Maybe we'll come back down to test 712 first, right, where we actually build a little bit of structure here, and just come down to the 712 area, and then maybe just go a little bit sideways, right? So it can also consolidate through time. It doesn't have to consolidate by going lower. It can also consolidate through time, just like what it did here. Went absolutely sideways after a monstrous move, right? After this insane monster move, it consolidated through time, sideways, and just a little bit of a pullback. Not even that significant, which can be a possibility here, right? Consolidate through time, either going sideways or in around this range. For now, no signs of pullback, right? We'll have to see how the market trades next week. If it continues to get rotation, then no signs of red flags for me. And in terms of the Qs, this line was only 2 touches. So I was saying as well, only for visual guide to see if this would react, but it did not at all. And we just made new highs again. So as long as tech continues to outperform, no signs of any kind of pullback on SPY. Right, this is how you can see how much stronger it is compared to SPY. If we pull back to this bull flag mark, the 0.32 on the 651 is not even near this previous resistance, this previous all-time high resistance level. Yeah, so strong tech is big, and that is like because this move is so significant on the upside. A 38% retracement is going to be 8% on the Nasdaq, which is pretty darn big of a retracement. I'm not saying that we're gonna go there, but it's an idea. This can consolidate through time. That'll be the best case for bulls. But at this moment, no signs of slowing down as of yet. We are slightly overbought. You can see this RSI around this upper right corner. Right, daily is around 83. It's pretty darn high. 4 hours 85, and these smaller ones don't matter as much to me. But the weekly is 74, monthly is 72. So it means it could still grind higher even after it retraces a little bit, right? And then the weekly, monthly is only at 74 and 72. It could go up to near 80s, right? So let's say it pulls back a little bit, cools down the daily for a little bit, daily RSI. Next, you know, make another leg up. Yeah. As I always say, overbought can stay very overbought for a very long time, especially the markets, the Qs and SPY. All right, Bitcoin showing signs of life. Finally, broke out of this resistance, reject. I said this many times. Because we continue to make higher lows every time we pull back, this is the first time that Bitcoin is going to have a chance to break out. So, and it did, right? Every time it pulls back, makes a higher low, low is higher than prior low. That's why it's called higher low. And it was also in striking distance versus prior rejections. We just tanked and make a lower low. So we just hit that 82 level, which is starting to hit this prior structure's resistance, prior support acting as resistance. But the good sign is this is also acting as prior resistance, now acting as support, right? You can see this pullback came with the 82 pullback, hit it, and now it's bouncing off of it. So this is exactly what the bull want to see. If this level holds us support, now we have another chance to potentially test this 84, 85 zone here. Let's see if the bulls can pull it off. All right, let's look at Tesla. So Tesla, pretty much what we painted out last week, hit this exact prior resistance. Similar idea to this Bitcoin, right? Prior resistance, reject multiple times. Finally broke out. You can see the volume coming in as well right when it broke out. Back test, now acting as support, held it, rocket off, made a daily uptrend for the first time here. So good sign here. And now we are coming into resistance low, right? This is prior support, multiple supports here around this area. So this 430 to this 443 is going to have a little bit of resistance here. All right, and for the bears, best case for you guys, if it comes up around this 462 and then it kind of rejects, I wouldn't be on the bear side as of now after this, right? This is a very clear bear downtrend, and this was the first ship, big enough move, and now we're confirming an uptrend. So yeah, so bears had their time, right? They had it for like 2 months. They had it for 4 months, and then bulls just starting to gear up, and market is at all-time highs. So it's really hard to short right now, even individual names, especially when markets hit all-time highs. All right, so look at Meta. A little bit weaker, right? Still in that earnings gap range. Especially on Thursday, it moved up, but didn't even try to fill the gap. So not a great look. Looking more like it just wants to go sideways to me versus yeah. And markets was green every single day, and this didn't even move. So right, relative weakness. So let's see if the market starts pulling back and semis get rotation out. Is it going to rotate to Meta, right, or software names, or financial names, or healthcare names, right? These names. So keep an eye watch on that. If it does that, if semis start to get out of rotation, and all of a sudden Meta gets some bids, Microsoft gets some bids, and also software names gets bids, and XLF gets some bids, then honestly the market won't have those like 3%, 3-4% down days. it will likely just go down a little bit and kind of like bounce a little bit, kind of go sideways if it continues to get rotations between these names. So let's see if it does come into next week. All right, Amazon, really the same spot as last week, and no reflex for me. This earnings low was pretty much tick off of this high, back test, and then bounced. So once Amazon starts pulling back, then we'll know where that sideways consolidation is going to be. Because it loves doing that once it makes its move, right? And then it just goes sideways for a very long time before it breaks out again. But it's slightly weaker on Friday, 0.56. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we do pull back a little bit slightly. Back to this 256 again, and then back test around this 250 zone, and potentially start making more of a sideways action. All right, let's take a look at Microsoft. A whole lot of nothing this week. Kind of went all sideways again. IGV software sector is starting to get a little bit of bid, but no signs of yet on Microsoft. So if the semi starts pulling back, let's see if names like Microsoft or Meta starts getting some bids, and this potentially break out of this ugly looking flag. And see if it can break above 432 and test this 450 zone right here. If it can test this 50 zone, then it will likely help the market, especially the Qs hold up. All right, let's take a look at Google. Let's see, Google here. Honestly, can't say anything bearish about this, right? I always talk about this being the strongest names, and this is a huge monthly bull flag. Confirm. This is the flag. Monthly higher low being set. Monthly bull flag. Confirm. So, and it's following through, right? We just broke above that around 473, and then it's following through a couple of days. So, if we do pull back, I would say 385. It's going to be where I'm looking for. Is prior major resistance. Goes all the way back down. Then we broke above it, so that's we see if it acts as support. Get a slight pullback here, and then acts as support, and then bounce, and then off we go, or go a little bit sideways on it, and then next thing you know, feels up for the next move, right? So let's see if that happens. Yeah, it's only like a 4% pullback. All right, let's take a look at Apple. So Apple, we were looking together at this tiny range for many months, right? Big move down, big move up, gets tighter and tighter. The small move gets smaller and smaller, and finally earnings was the catalyst to break out on the bull side. It looks like it's falling through as well. After especially the longer the move, longer the pattern, the bigger the breakout. So this was from August, right? August all the way to April, right? That's a long time, right? It's about 8 months ish, right? And then we finally broke out. We are actually getting some decent fall through, 8% move in just a couple days. So, and into new highs. So probably once at least test this 300 mark, it's my guess. That psychological resistance, because there is no resistance above us. So there's that psychological resistance potentially coming in. And see how it trades. Maybe a hit there and then make it a higher low, right? Goes 300, hits, pulls back a little bit, consolidates, makes it a higher low, full flag again, new highs. So, all right. So Nvidia, of course, it hasn't reported its earnings yet, but after it rejected from this slightly new high and pull back here, I was saying last week, guess what? Prior major resistance acting as support. So that is the sign for me that that the bulls want this higher, right? Prior major resistance now acting support, and we bounced. So we are made a new high here on Friday, but didn't get much follow through. So this keep on looking. It's probably just waiting for its earnings to come out, right, before it makes its real move. So my prediction is probably more of a sideways around this range, or like kind of like channel where it goes a little bit higher like this, and then once that earnings really come out, then we'll know the direction if it wants to head to 250 or comes back down to this 180 zone. So let's see if it does. All right, that's got for you guys. If you would like, share, and subscribe, I always appreciate it and support the channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow for commodities update, where I do oil, natural gas, US dollar, gold, and silver. And have a great rest of you guys' weekend.